A lot of really exciting things happen in film and television. Explosions, car chases, singing and dancing. But you know what happens more than anything else? Just people talking. You look at the medium of visual storytelling and you'll find that most of it, the vast majority of it, is just talking. Usually just two people chatting in an unremarkable place, a restaurant, a conference room. It's the glue that holds together every movie and every show ever made. And it's really hard to make visually interesting. Hi, my name is Tim, I write for television, and this may shock you, but I love talking. Usually I talk about writing, it's my bag, and maybe down the road I will make a video talking about how to write one-on-one dialogue, but not today. Today I'm talking about something that is extremely important but rarely talked about in film criticism. Blocking. How do you tell a visual story when all you have is two people in a room just chatting? In most cases, you don't bother. In most cases, it looks like this: a wide shot to establish the environment, then two over-the-shoulder close-ups, and that's it. The shots might look okay, they may even include a few interesting angles, but the visual storytelling is completely absent. And why is that? Well, it's mostly because of logistics. Making a show is really expensive and it takes a lot of time. Shooting a couple over the shoulders at the same time makes it quick and efficient. It may not look exciting, but the medium of television is not meant to be visually exciting. TV has always been a primarily audio medium, telling most of its story in dialogue. People are expected to be getting up, going to the bathroom, folding laundry, or in modern times, be on their phone. Studio executives are actually giving their writers the note to make their media more second screen. TV has always been disposable media. So why bother making the dialogue look good? It only makes it more expensive and no one is paying attention. God, what a bummer. Even in big budget films meant to be watched in a cinema, you often see this shooting vocabulary come back. The evenly weighted over-the-shoulder shots, the actors that never move. It's here because it's familiar. It's an easy setup. Why waste money and attention on this stuff when you got big, buzzy set pieces to focus on? But occasionally, you get a scene where it's clear that the filmmakers really put effort into placing the actors in a way to say something with their visuals. So, now we get to blocking. What is blocking? Blocking is the location of the actors in relation to the other actors and the scenery. Any scene that has people in it has blocking, but good blocking will arrange the actors in the shot in a way that helps tell the story. For a great primer on how to use blocking, let's look at the FX show Shogun. In this scene, fish out of water John is bathing in a hot spring when he is interrupted by his translator, Mariko. She and him have a budding friendship. He's naked, it's spicy, she walks over, sits by the bath, and they have a chat. Let's look at the shot vocabulary. I'm not going to tell you what they are saying. I want you to pay attention to what you see. We start with our establishing shots so we know where we are, and then we get our two close-ups. Mariko's close-up looks like this. John's looks like this. What do we see? Let's start with John. We see that he's looking up at her. He is literally beneath her. And Mariko? She's not facing him. She is speaking, but she might as well be talking to herself. She is alone in the frame. This blocking is wonderfully justified in the scene. She is facing away because he's naked and it would be impolite to look at him. But it also conveys a visual story. Her mind is focused on a distant memory, a faraway place. He is present, focused on her. Now as they speak, John scoots over. The camera follows him as he moves, and then, watch this, he moves into Mariko's shot. She is now no longer alone. He's a blur in the background, not exactly a commanding presence, but a presence nonetheless. A small gesture. Then, John gets out of the bath. Covers up, we get a new establishing shot to remind the viewers of how the blocking has changed within the location, and then we're back to Mariko's shot. It's the same shot as before, only now look who's joined her. John is no longer a blur in the background, he's a very noticeable presence. What does this tell us? She is not facing him directly, but she is no longer alone. When we go back to John's close-up, we've got a new setup. He's now at her level, no longer looking up at her. They may be back to back, but they are now on even ground. They are close, but still not facing each other just yet. And as the shot zooms in on John in this position, his shot mirrors Mariko's. As John's mind starts to wander, as he starts to get lost in his memories, just as she did. What's so lovely about the scene is it tells you everything you need to know about the relationship between these characters and how that relationship is developing with just the blocking. You don't need to know what they are saying. You know what it means. Shogun is filled with really great blocking. It is a brilliantly directed show, but I don't think it's fair to dismiss other shows that don't look like Shogun because they don't have Shogun's budget. They don't have the money to spend a whole day doing multiple setups at a hot spring. But there's a way to do visual storytelling without any sort of budget. To see that, let's go back to the 90s. Star Trek: The Next Generation has terrific blocking, but for the complete opposite reason. This show blew all of its money on effects and had to film an episode a week, so they really did not have the time to do extra setups. When they wanted two people to talk in a scene, they wanted to do it as cheaply as possible. So what Star Trek would do is they would sometimes shoot the whole dialogue in one shot. This was the absolute fastest way to get the scene filmed. No extra setups, no moving the lights and camera, just one shot. If the director likes the take, we can all go home. It's risky, because if there's something wrong with the shot, there's no way to fix it in the edit. But if you've got a good cast and crew that you trust, it works. Logistically, you don't have to do new setups. It allows your actors to move around the space at will. The shot is wide enough that the camera can just pan to follow them, and no one needs to call cut. The actors are free to create the story with how they move, instead of just what they say. It looks a little old-fashioned, but once again, you can see the shifting power dynamics, growing intimacy, or brewing conflict in just the blocking. And there's another thing I want you to notice in these Star Trek clips. Sometimes the blocking isn't conveying any nuanced relationships. Sometimes it just provides the scene motion. It keeps it from feeling stagnant. In this scene, these guys are just pushing buttons, and yet it feels like people are really doing stuff. Now, if you want to talk about blocking for the purpose of giving your scene some extra motion, there is no better example than The West Wing. The script for The West Wing's pilot is more than 70 pages, and it's all dialogue, so the director, Tommy Schlamme, came up with a clever way to keep it visually interesting: the walk and talk. Now, obviously the walk and talk is not a new thing. I mean, Star Trek did it all the time, but the sheer amount of Steadicam shots was unheard of. These actors walked for huge distances, all in one shot, and they did it a dozen times an episode. This allows for fun new blocking. Now every dialogue between two people included 30 extras in the background, as well as twists and turns through conference rooms, halls, offices, and cubicles. It made the dialogue scenes have this persistent rhythm. It gave the space a cluttered, energized feeling, and it also helped the audience keep track of the geography of the set. And that's the thing about blocking, it does everything. If you want to build a relationship or create tension or just add some action, blocking does it all. And that's why I'm kind of bored and irritated by how a lot of shows are shot now. Shows with infinite money. Huge moments of drama are shot with two actors just standing in one spot for 3.5 minutes. So get in the comments, let me know what's your favorite blocking in a TV show or movie. Please like and subscribe if you like what I make. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.